Good evening, FSU. I'm meteorologist Brandon Lostrick with you here tonight on this Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. Starting out with a nice look at Doak Campbell Stadium. Don't really know what's on the camera right now. I know it's not rain. We didn't have some today, but we do see some cumulus clouds off to the west. But other than that, nice blue skies. Currently sitting at 91 degrees, mostly cloudy, and some east winds at 7 miles an hour. And these temperatures across the region are looking around to be the lower to 90s, upper 80s, 91 in Tallahassee, and 86 over in Apalachicola. It's a little bit cooler over there by the coast. And on the radar right now, we see not much going on. A little bit of a sea breeze, and not much. Not much rain going on right now. And for our headlines right now, we see, will we have any relief from the summer heat that we've been having this past couple weeks? We also have some severe weather stretching all the way from the northeast to the Great Plains. And today is June 1st, the first day of hurricane season, so we'll take a look at the tropics. All that and more on FSU Weather today.
Welcome back to your Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. Here we do have those spots on the camera that Brandon did mention in our overview, but behind that we see a cloud just blocking the sun right there, but other than that, blue skies to come. We're looking at a really, really warm 91 degrees, mostly cloudy, and the winds will be coming out of the east at 7 miles per hour. Our satellite and radar is not showing any form of precipitation for the Tallahassee region. There will be some pop-up showers down by the coast near Panama City and down further the peninsula into Cross City, but overall nothing in our area. As for the temperature almanac for today, we saw a really scorching 92 degrees as our high and a still pretty warm 67 as our low. Luckily, very, very far from 2011 where we saw 103 degrees. I don't know what I would do in those conditions. Definitely just sit inside, and that's about it. But our current temperatures for the region are really not giving us too much relief. Really warm temperatures. We're seeing 91 here in Tallahassee, even getting down to up to 93 in Sumatra. We're looking at the upper 80s going into the low 90s throughout the region. And our heat index is going to show what the temperatures are really feeling like, so takes into account things like wind. So here in Tallahassee, we're really facing really warm conditions with 92 degrees. And Monticello, I am so sorry for you Monticello residents, because 102 degrees to be walking around in those temperatures is quite horrific, at least I think, and that's coming from a native Floridian. But for the wind speeds for the region, we're not seeing too much wind giving us any relief. It's really just really hot temperatures and low winds, so just not ideal days, but very much the summer conditions. Our future radar is showing some clouds racing through the area, and there goes the pop-up storms throughout the southeast region, and some winds coming from the coast, of course. And for tonight's lows, we'll be dipping down to a really, really cool 69 degrees. Not very cool, but overall into the upper 60s for the region. Tomorrow we're looking at scorching temperatures again. Make sure you walk your dog or cat early in the morning, and we'll see those scorching temperatures really persist as we go on throughout the week. Tomorrow being extremely hot. Brandon, what do you have to say about the southeast temperatures? Are they that hot?
Yes, they sure are going to be. I mean, across the whole southeast, we're seeing temperatures up into the 90s. Right now, we see in Charlotte, North Carolina, we have 93 degrees. And in Tampa, we see 85. And look at that thunderstorm right now over, looks like to be south of Tampa right now. Looks pretty cool right now. I do enjoy seeing a nice thunderstorm. So we'll get some rain in that area. Nice cumulus clouds in the other cities of like Atlanta. Current temperatures right now, we see 91 in Tallahassee, 71 in Miami, a little bit cooler. We've got some storms down there as well. 92 in Nashville, so it's definitely hot all over the southeast right now. And we see the current wind speeds right now. We have winds coming from the east or around the Gulf Coast. We have a high pressure system right about here, and we see over here a low pressure system. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the tropics. That is also going to bring in some of the east winds, helping that sea breeze pick off into the spine of the Florida state. And we see not too much going on. We see 25 in Little Rock, so I don't know how accurate that one is right now, but it could be because we do have some storms over in that area. So 25 degrees, 25 mile per hour winds for a storm is actually very likely. And for now, on that radar, we see those storms right there across Florida and up into a little bit pop-up showers across the other states currently. And for the alerts right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in Florida right there. So that's probably gusty winds, maybe a small hail threat as well. Other than that one, not too much going on in the southeastern states. And for our drought, not terrible. We do have some severe drought toward the Atlantic coast and a little bit into southern Florida. Southern Florida will have some help with, when I talk about the tropics, we'll talk about what could be coming that way in regards to rainfall. And for the next 3 days on that rainfall, we see nice showers, pop-up storms kind of coating the rest of the southeastern states. And the pop-up right here, the one that stands out is South Florida could possibly see 10 to 15 inches of rain south of that I-4 corridor. And for Fort Lauderdale, well, you're going to see most of that rain. You'll see most of that on Friday and Saturday as we head into the weekend. And for tonight, we see Tallahassee at 69. And I'll go ahead and pass off right now to Genevieve to take a look at our national forecast.
Absolutely. There's going to be quite a bit going on into that national forecast, actually. Look at these temperatures. Here in the southeast, we are getting those warm conditions, warm temperatures, not much wind going on, but we do see that line separating those really warm temperatures and those cooler temperatures. We'll look at the surface map to show that string of low pressure systems that is bringing us really a great amount of storms and even some severe weather throughout that region, ranging from western Texas up into New York. The water vapor here, this shows us the brown, and the darker regions is showing us the dry air that we're seeing in the southeast, but the colored regions and the lighter colors are really showing us that moist air that's really giving way to those great amount of storms that is gracing the region. Storm Prediction Center is showing us a slight risk ranging from over in western Texas around Lubbock up into around Albany, New York. And that slight risk, the conditions are possible for really some severe hail and even some winds, which we'll look at. That damaging winds all throughout that region, you really want to be careful when driving, commuting to work, going to school, picking up the kids from school. You really want to be careful in those winds. And the hail not letting up either. If you are in northern Texas and if you are up there in southern half of New York, you do want to be careful, as you will see some possibilities for some even golf ball size hail that may come down and hurt your windshield. So hopefully you've got that covered. And our northeast radar here, you'll see our severe thunderstorm watch in the yellow, and we actually have a tornado warning actually in effect at 6:30 p.m. until then. And we have our severe thunderstorm warnings into the Ohio upper northeast region. So please be careful if you are in that area. And for the Midwest, we're not seeing any watches or warnings, but really a lot of storms and a lot of lightning. So please prepare, make sure you have your umbrella, but hopefully you are not out on the streets at this time. And this is all for Central Daylight Time. So around now, we'll be seeing actually a flash flood warning appear into western Texas, and those severe thunderstorm warnings in the orange that is bringing really a lot of rain for that region. And our active alerts we have for flooding, we actually have quite a large area of Oklahoma going into, if I can move over here, I'll see Missouri that is actually getting quite a lot of flooding, which also doesn't help as we're getting all that rain dissipating as the days go on. So as of tomorrow, that risk will even out into Virginia. So if you are in Virginia, I will say to be very cautious of all the rain and winds and hail to come. But also if you are in northern Texas for Friday, you will want to be careful, and hopefully you are not on the streets then. And all that rain will hopefully relieve really give some nice conditions and relieve that drought that Texas is predominantly seeing quite a bit of the year. And that European rainfall is showing us all that rain coming. You'll be getting quite a bit throughout the southern states, but taking a look at Florida down here, really getting into 7 inches of rain. And we'll see for tonight those conditions, really warm conditions all throughout the country. Now, Brandon, give us our tropical segment, please.
Yes, today is June 1st, which means it is the first day of hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin. June 1st is also the first day of meteorological summer. That's also a fun fact for you today. But right now we see a good portion of convection right here near the Yucatan Peninsula, given the National Hurricane Center has given us an 80% chance of development over the next 5 days, as that is most likely going to push east-northeastward into southern Florida. Now, this is most likely going to be a pretty big rainmaker. It's not expected to be any strong system, of course, in the early parts of the season. So lots of rain is going to be expected for the southern portions of Florida below the I-4 corridor, as I mentioned earlier. And as we head into the eastern side, over here, eastern side of Florida, there's also another little system of development to watch. National Hurricane Center is giving this a 10% chance of development over the next 5 days. This is not going to be any threat to land mainly. It's going to be moving east-northeast as well, but just away from land. So there won't be any threat to this one to anyone near the coast. And we see in the area in the Gulf of Mexico where this 91L invest is located, there's a lot of warm sea surface temperatures above 80 degrees. Now, hurricanes fuel on this 80 degree or higher sea surface temperature as this fuels the system and helps it develop even further. And as we head into the next couple of days, we see the radar, future radar is going to be moving the system over to the South Florida area, bringing a lot of rain to that area. And as we see on the rainfall totals, we could possibly see 10 to 15 inches of rain in southern Florida and into the tip of Cuba as well. Now I'll go ahead and also show you one more nice look as I bring it home today at the last live look right now of Doak for today, as the sun is going to be setting pretty soon. Right now our temperature is again still at 91 degrees. It's mostly cloudy and nice 70-mile-per-hour winds. For our temperatures today, we reached 92 degrees. That was our high today. That's, a little too uncomfortable for me. I like to keep it around the lower 80s, but at least it wasn't that 103 that Genevieve mentioned earlier today. And not too much still going on radar, just that little sea breeze and a few pop-up maybe showers or storms a little bit, and also some storms and pop-up showers as we head a little more to the east along Lake City and a little bit over here in Cross City as well, as that is where mainly the sea breeze is going to be located today for Florida. But for our area, the Big Bend area, we see in the next 24 hours, the storms will be done overnight, but they will most likely pop up again tomorrow into the evening hours as we have this front that's going to be pushing through and be decaying into Thursday night and into Friday. For overnight in Tallahassee, it'll be 6 to 8 degrees, so be a nice, cool, mostly clear, nice, cool night to get out on the town. Not expecting any precipitation to the overnight hours. Winds nice, calm around southerly winds at 3 miles per hour. And as we head into the week ahead, we see storm chances will come back again over to the weekend, and we kind of dry out a little bit into the next week. Now go ahead and pass it off to Genevieve to close us out.
Absolutely. Brandon, you were talking about nice conditions for tonight here locally in Tallahassee. Unfortunately, that will not hold true for the rest of the country. We'll be seeing that severe weather range from western Texas up into New York. So if you are part of any of those states in the slight risk, I will say be very careful. We also have the remnants of Agatha that hit earlier this week, possibly going into the Florida Keys and southern part of Florida. So please be careful if you are there. But follow us on Twitter so you can get all the latest updates from us. And like us on Facebook, where you can also get all the updates from your team at FSU Weather. Watch us live on YouTube. You can see our past videos for the week. And please follow us on Instagram so you can see our nice pictures. And let's give us one one last look at Doak Campbell Stadium, a little bit blocking the camera, but overall very, very nice. I'm student meteorologist Genevieve Rejock. Have a good evening.